What up, peeps? It's your girl Dash coming back to you for all takes. It's that time again. It's movie news time. There's a couple new things that have come into my radar, and a few things I want to talk about that's been updated with some new releases and new dates pending. So with that said, let me go ahead and jump right into it, you guys. Now, the first thing I want to discuss is all things Godzilla. Now, I want to say a couple weeks ago, I know they finished wrapping up filming on Godzilla King of Monsters. I'm excited. I enjoyed the first one, which came out, I want to say 2014. And of course, you know, Kong Skull Island did very well after that, so we knew this was the next part going into that MonsterVerse for them. Now, I'm excited because I'm ready to see what's going to happen because I'm ready for a trailer. Now, I know the director Mike Doherty actually was at Tokyo Comic Con, and they were showing a little bit of like a tease of sorts of the film to the audience. And let's just say a lot of people, some people did tweet and talk about how he had let it be known that we should be getting a trailer next week. I am excited because I'm dying to see what it looks like. I love me some Godzilla. That's one of those things me and my brother watched as we were growing up, and I looked forward to. I of course love King Kong, but I really enjoyed Godzilla more. Just the fighting up against the other monsters, it was just one of those things that I just highlighted, you know, growing up as a kid that I love to watch. So just seeing them now, even though we've seen a couple of them over the course of the decade or so that they've made, but I just feel like the most recent ones as of late have been really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing some consistency with the storyline moving forward. You already know it's cast. Let me go through the list. We have, what is it, Kyle Chandler, O'Shea Jackson, we have Vera Farmiga, we have Ken Watanabe, we have was it Millie Bobby Brown. We have a star-studded cast. Now I'm looking forward to seeing what is in this trailer, because I know the last one was a teaser, so I really feel like this might be the official, and it will most likely get a trailer number 2 because we have a ways before the movie actually comes out, but that is fine. I just want to see something before the new year, and I'm happy that we're going to get it in December, so that makes me very happy. But yes, I know they've already started production on the next Godzilla movie as well. Don't know all the names on that one. I'll be doing some updates on that as well as it comes, because it just seems like that particular one keeps adding more and more people, and it's just like it's jammed packed. So I'm curious to see what the storyline they have going forward with the that third installment. So it depends on how this one plays out, and the next one is coming up. And let me get the date. I wrote it down. May 31st of next year is when we'll see King of Monsters. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, next week, and then also next week, meaning when next week and how early. I hate when they show them at 9 in the morning. You know, some of us, I'm sorry, or not, we don't do YouTube full time. Some of us do have other jobs, so I hate that I have to wait all the way to the end of my work day to see it. But you know, I still get to see it. I just have to wait, and it just bums me out because I'm sitting there at work, and that little bit of hype is real, and I can't go online and watch anything or read anything because some people will post stuff, you know, because they just don't care. You know, they're in their moment of feelings and ooh and eyeing over it. So it is what it is. But again, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm just ready to just do that reaction so I can just put it out there to you guys. So, but moving on. Now, another movie I'm actually looking forward to seeing that's actually really just in the beginning stages of discussion is a movie based off of Shirley Chisholm. I'm excited because she was, you know, a particular very strong black female icon, you know, for what she had done. Now, granted, they're going to be they took the rights of making a movie about her and her, you know, bid to, you know, run as a U.S. representative to become, you know, the first, you know, was it first person of color to run on an American, you know, political party ticket, whatever, for president. Now with that, she of course drew, you know, criticism, you know, a lot of bigotry, a lot of stuff, whichever. But the one thing I loved about her is that she did not back down. She was strong in her powers and convictions, and I loved her for that. I learned about her, of course, you know, as I was growing up, you know, in history books, whichever. So I'm excited. I'm also excited in knowing that Viola Davis will be attached to this. So like I said, it's in the beginning stages, you know, Oscar winner, Tony winner, Emmy winner, Golden Globe winner, I'm just, you name it. So they couldn't have picked a better fit. I am so happy. Plus, I think she's actually producing this as well. I think might be doing it through her production company. I think she shares joint ownership, I think, with her husband. So I'm going to keep tabs on this because I'm excited that she's going to be on board at the helm playing the lead character of Shirley. But then also, who else will be cast in this movie? I expect a really star-studded cast. I know the script is being worked on by Adam Conti. He's actually worked on the shows Community, Silicon Valley, and Mindy Project. So I'm excited about that. I think he stated he had really wanted to work on this for a while. So I'm actually happy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that script's going to look like. Because the shows that I just said that he writes for, they're more on the comedy side. So this is a more definitely dramatic type of film. So I want to see, him, break out and do something a little different, since everything does parlay on being more humorous for the stuff he's done in the past. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to that one. That looks like it's going to be very exciting. So like I said, when I get more news and I know more, I'll let you guys know more. Now moving on, this is another one I'm looking forward to because Disney seems to be on a roll with live action. We have a lot coming out. We have Dumbo, we have Aladdin, and we have The Lion King, and all these are coming out in 2019. They are packed. Now this one I'm excited to because this is one of the ones I grew up watching that I actually love, and this has to do with live action for Pinocchio. Now they're saying that Tom Hanks is in talks to do Geppetto, and I'm actually excited about that. I'm curious. Definitely want to know. I'm excited about that because I can see the visual. I'm getting it already in my mind about Tom Hanks doing that, whichever. And then also wanting to know who's going to play Pinocchio. I know that we're just in the beginning parts of discussion of him coming on board. So if he comes on and signs on, that is a good thing. And then from there, they're kind of moving along. Now, I wanted to note that they said the date they have blocked off, Disney has blocked off for a release date for this, because I think they would need a year or so, whichever, will be March 2021. So that's a ways away, well over 2 years away. So that's actually exciting. It gives them time to do everything they need to do to make it, very good in regards to whatever is shown in CGI, you name it. So again, excited about this. I am a fan of Tom Hanks. I've been a fan of him since his TV show days, but I think the movie that put him on my radar really was the movie Splash, and then from there I've just been an instant fan. So much movies I love from him, and Bachelor Party. I loved him in Philadelphia. Loved him in Forrest Gump. I mean, I could really go on, but just to name a few. So anything that he's in, I really honestly love. There's nothing I think honestly that he's ever done that I can say I really don't like. Honestly, and that's rare. So I'm excited to see, and I'm really going to keep my fingers crossed he does come on board, whichever. I tell you, Disney, they're all about live action lately. I said I'm used to just regular animation, but this live action thing seems they're taking a life of its own, so to speak. So yes, but moving forward, you guys. So this is one movie I'm looking forward to for a sequel. I'm surprised I said that, but yes, of course, I'm talking about A Quiet Place. Now, you all remember at the beginning of the year, I want to say this come out, was it March or April? I'm trying to remember the month. I think it's April. Let's just say that it took a lot of people by surprise. A lot of people consider this like a sleeper. The trailer hooked me in because it was something totally different than what I was expecting. And then to know that John Krasinski was attached as an actor and director, and then of course Emily Blunt, his wife, being in the movie as well, and everyone did their particular characters in their scenes great, especially the girl who plays the daughter who's the deaf, phenomenal. I love the movie. Like I said before when I talk about it, when I did my review, is that when I was in that theater, I kid you not, and I want you all to comment if you all had this when you went to see this, it really was quiet. You could hear people maybe drinking, but you could hear when they're eating their popcorn, but people were quiet because they wanted to like really engage and be involved in the movie for whatever was going to happen, any certain situation, whatever, you didn't want to miss anything. And it was rare because most people know you always hear somebody, you hear a phone or whatever, but honestly, it really was quiet. I had to laugh at that because it was just really shocking to me. But I'm looking forward to what they're trying to do. Now, I know recently it shows that John Krasinski had an interview recently, and he kind of discussed how he wanted to change it, which you would not think the sequel will possibly be. I'm going to read the paragraph. It's rather lengthy. It says, "Why I had this little idea that's now gotten bigger is most sequels are about a villain returning or a hero returning. And you have to build this entire world around just the idea that I have a hero or a villain. That's a lot, and I think that's where a lot of sequels go wrong, because as much as you love that hero or villain, the entire thing is fabricated just to make that person work." That is true. With A Quiet Place 2, we have the world. So it's actually the world that's built. It's the idea that the rest of the world is going through this exact same experience. Are there other people that have to survive something like this? It's the idea of living through the set of circumstances, not again in the same way, obviously, but exploring it more. You only got to do it intimately for a small amount of time, so what happens next? I discussed this before. I said, okay, Emily Blunt, of course, John's character, of course, the father gets killed. The kids are still alive. They have the baby, whichever. Now, you all remember the ending, and I can't be spoiling. I'm hoping most of you all have seen it. If you saw the ending, and of course, the daughter sees how her capabilities from the stuff she uses to hear helps to, distract and deter so her mother can get the upper hand on the creatures, whichever, because they go by sound. They can't see, they are blind, but they can hear, and wherever they hear, they sense, and they come charging for it. It shows her shooting them up. You shoot up one or two of them, but then you saw outside of the cabin or the home, there were more coming through the wooded area. Now, my thing is this. They could showcase this to move on from that aspect, or they can go where they can go back showing what happened before, they were invaded, or they can show another family. And that's what I'm thinking they might do. It could be either or. We just don't know. Now, we'll know if they're going to do that. Either show the family, seeing if they're going to another family, or showing another family, and then eventually bring the family back into the fold with a new family or new couple, whatever. I'll know that's going to happen if Emily Blunt comes back on. If the girl comes back and then the son comes back, then okay, I might have an idea of what they're doing. So there's so many different ways they can consider doing that, but I wouldn't mind knowing what happened prior to them being invaded. That would be interesting. We'll have to see. Besides that, yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, because I know that the powers that be, at first John didn't even want to do a sequel, but they were able to convince him, and now he's in the midst of writing the script on this, whichever. Most likely he might be behind the camera again and directed. That would be nice, because I feel like he gave it a certain flair for what he did to put out there, to the point where it's got such rave reviews, and I can't say enough about it. It really was a good movie, so I'm looking forward to hearing more information about this. Like I said, we're just in the beginning stages of it. He's in the middle of writing it, so again, when I know more, you guys, I will tell you more. So moving on. Now, this is one that was brought up to me by a friend that I talk with online, whichever. We talk about all things, some comics, whichever, and all that. He brought to my attention about something, and I wasn't familiar with this. I love to learn something new and research, and that is Blue Beetle through DC. Now, this was really interesting. Another one that I was not familiar with, but I'm actually interested and I'm intrigued, because this is considered more of like a Latino hero, and his name is Jamie Reyes. Now, this is the character in regards to this, which I'm not familiar with, which I think this particular one came in creation around 2006, whatever, if I'm not mistaken. And it was created by, I wanted to note their names in this as well, for the individuals who created these particular characters, John Rogers and Keith Giffen, excuse me. So, but I had to note this because when I did my research, whichever, I wanted to know a little bit more about this, so I kind of noted it. Reyes becomes a superhero after discovering a piece of alien technology known as a scarab, I could be saying it wrong, my apologies, which bonds with Reyes and grants him the ability to wear the blue suit, at a moment's notice, so to speak. So yes, that definitely intrigues me, but I'm happy that it's a Latino superhero. I'm excited about that. I see that it's some sort of like a movement, more of like a youth type of movement in DC, where they're trying to bring more characters and all that, so they can kind of get more of a younger, crowd to come out and enjoy some of these movies. Like, we have, what is it, Asher from Shazam. We have, what's the girl's name? Ella J. Basco, I just talked about, who's going to be playing Cassandra Cain. And then, of course, we have Ezra Miller, who's going to be doing The Flash, when they eventually start, getting the ball rolling with that for production, whatever. Hopefully, maybe sometime later next year, whatever, and all that. Because from what I heard from Ezra Miller, The Flash is going to happen. It's not happening right away, but he has said it's still happening, so... Okay, we'll have to see about that. But yes, I'm curious to see. DC has a lot of projects in the works right now. I don't know if it's going to fall in the middle of the cracks, whatever, or this can be one of those ones because it's dealing more on the aspect of more diversity within, the DCEU of sorts. That would be great if this gets pushed up a little bit further than other projects to be created. I know some things are in the works. Some things might not even make the light of day. Since this is being kind of thrown out there, it's a possibility, and I'm hoping if they're bringing this up in certain sites, whatever, and all that, and some people get whiff of it, a lot of people might comment about this, and that might bring the powers that be to kind of think about it, scratch your heads, maybe we should consider this, and then eventually that's when we'll have more information and, start doing casting. That would be nice. And I like that, I'm happy that we're seeing a little bit more diversity. Like I said, I was happy when we finally got our Black Panther, we're going to have a little bit more, female, led roles, whatever, and all that. I want to see some changes. I don't want to see the same thing when it comes to all the different comic book characters. So this is actually nice and refreshing. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this one. I'm looking forward to knowing a little bit more about this, and definitely want to know some more about this. Now, my last order of news for the moment is this movie I enjoyed because I know they did a second one, and now we're in the talks to do a third one, and this is the one that stars Gerard Butler, and of course, this will be Angel Has Fallen. Now, you all remember when he did Olympus Has Fallen. Loved that one. That one was awesome. Then he went and did London Has Fallen. It was like, didn't really particularly care for that one. I just felt like it truly was just a little straight up filler. And I was just like, And then who's the one that decided to come out with the movie and do? Then we had, Channing Tatum, and I want to say Jamie Foxx come out and do White House Down. I was just like, oh God, no. I adore them and the roles they normally pick, but that was one of those ones I wish they had not done because it was not good. It came off of the heels of, Olympus Has Fallen. I don't know if they came out before that, you never know. Might have done well, but when Gerard came out with his one where he did, with Morgan Freeman, it was just like, come on now. I don't know what they were thinking, but it did very well at the box office. So it looks like I said, we're gonna have Angel Has Fallen. This is going to circle around and make it now the third one within this particular little franchise. I'm hoping this is better than the second one. It can never probably surpass Olympus Has Fallen #1, but I could be mistaken. Let me not jump and be hasty. But I'm looking forward to this because I know lately Gerard has been doing a couple movies that have not done so well at the theaters. He did was The Gods of Egypt. I didn't particularly care for that. And then he just recently did like Geostorm. And it's another movie he did, like a submarine movie. I cannot remember for the life of me. But now he has a movie that I actually just did a reaction to earlier in the week called The Vanishing, which I'm actually excited to see. He's in that. So I'm looking forward to watching that. That looks really good. So I give the benefit because he's done many movies I love. One in particular I can tell you off the cuff was 300. I love that, so, and he's, of course, done some other things, whatever, but that's the one, I tell you, just thinking about it, I could pull that baby right out of my collection right now and watch that tonight if I really wanted to, but anyway, but yes, I'm looking forward to this, and we do have a date. They decided to set in a date for this. It's going to be August 23 of 2019, so that means, of course, they are probably already midst and finishing up filming production. It doesn't state that they're finishing up. We'll have to see how that pans out. I know he has some other things he's working on. I know he, of course, Den of Thieves, and I think he's doing Den of Thieves 2. So yeah, the brother's busy. So yeah, he's another one of those ones that stay busy too. So I'm looking forward to seeing who actually else is cast. I know he's attached to it. I'm not sure if anybody from the previous ones are coming back. Didn't hear anything about extra casting on this, villain-wise as well. So I'm looking forward to knowing more about who else is attached to this. Hopefully we'll get more information going into the new year. Might get a little bit of a teaser maybe about February, March, because like I said, the movie is August, so we'll have to see about that. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm expecting some good action, because I definitely plan to see it. If that trailer's good, then he got me. He's got me. I will be there to definitely give support to the movie and all that. They'll be taking my money as per usual, like all the other movies I go out and see, whichever. So yes, you guys, that is it for the movie news, whichever. So if anything else comes out, as you all know, sometimes if I can, I'll try to put something up in the middle of the week. If not, you already know the weekends I like to note certain things that's happened throughout the week. So, but with that said, comment below. Let me know what you all think about any of these. If you have anything on your mind you want to discuss about some other news that I didn't discuss, half at it in that comment section. And with that said, I will see you guys on the next movie news. You guys take care.